Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn Social Science, lesson number 8, Role of Parliament in a Democratic Country. And this is the first video. Who gives the power to the government to take decisions and implement laws? Have you ever thought of this? The answer to this question depends on what type of government is in that particular country. In democracy, supreme power is vested in the people. That means people have got the supreme power, the highest power, and is exercised directly by them or by their elected agents. So either the people directly rule the country or the country is ruled by the elected agents, elected members. And who elects these members? They are elected by the people. They elect their leaders by casting a vote. You are understanding? Our country is a democratic country where we elect the leaders by casting a vote. The elected leaders and representatives form the government. In a democracy, the government has to give clarifications and provide reasons for the decisions undertaken. So, in a democratic country, the elected leaders, which are the representatives to form the government, they are responsible for running the administration of the country, and they are also responsible to give clarifications, to provide reasons for the decisions they have taken. Why so? Because we have elected them. They have not come to that seat, to that designation on their own. It is because we chose them as leaders, as leaders to carry on the administrations for our country. The other form of government is monarchy. In this type of government, the power to take decisions and run administration is in the hands of the king or the queen. As you must be remembering, in the olden times when India was ruled by kings, that was called the monarchy rule. King discusses the matters with his group of advisors, but the power to take the final decision lies with the king or the queen only. So, this was during the time of the rule of kings. The most important characteristic of democracy is that the sole power to rule the country, sole power or the only power to rule the country is not in the hands of one person or a group of people. Every citizen is a member in the decision making process. People themselves are the creators of their destiny. That means we choose the leaders, we decide who is going to administer our country, and depending on that, our country is ruled by the chosen, by the elected representatives. Who has elected them? We, the people of the country. Okay, that is why it is said that bad representatives or bad ministers are chosen by good people who do not vote. Okay, it's a dilemma, it's a very bad thing that in our country many people do not practice this right of casting their vote, and this is mostly done by educated people. Whatever it is, the whether you want to give cast your vote to a particular representative or not, there is also an option of none of the above. That means you cast the vote saying that you are not interested in any of the candidates selected by the government. Okay, so in short, in a democracy, to run the administration smoothly, it is every citizen's right and also duty to choose, to elect a representative which he or she thinks that is going to rule our country in a best way. Okay. Now the word for democracy in Gujarati is Lokshahi. Lokshahi means logo ki shahi, logon ki rule. Democratic government is for the people. It means the welfare of the people is the main aim of the government. Democracy is run by people as the representatives elected by the people run the administration. Now let us see this table which is given to us. Form of government. Two different forms of government we learned, monarchy and democracy. Democracy has got further division, which is presidential government and parliamentary government. Under presidential government, again there are two categories, unitary government and federal government, that is correlated political system. And under parliamentary government, there are unitary government and federal state as the presidential government has got. So we can say that our form of government, democracy, is divided further into these different categories. Your school must have been organizing elections for school panchayat. Similarly, your class monitor also must have been elected. In many schools, such kind of system is there where the people or the students in the class, they elect the monitor of their choice. At times it happens that the monitor is not elected but selected directly. As in our school, the teachers select the monitors or the prefects directly. As a result, others who wanted to be the monitor feel discontented and express their disapproval. That means others who wish to be the monitors, they feel discontented, that means unhappy, and they express their disapproval. Disapproval means they show their unhappiness and they disapprove that. Why is that so? Because their chance of becoming the monitor is completely snatched away if the monitors are selected directly. Like it is done in the school panchayat, representatives are elected in a democratic government too. The leader of the party that wins the majority of seats becomes the Prime Minister, and he selects members from the group of elected representatives to form the Council of Ministers. These ministers are assigned various departments and duties. So, here they have explained that as it is done in the school panchayat, that means in the school, representatives are elected in a democratic government too. The leader of the party that wins the majority of seats, that means the leader who has won, the means many citizens have casted their vote to a particular leader, to a particular person. He becomes the leader, that party wins, and the leader of that party, okay, becomes the prime minister, and he selects members from the group of elected representatives to form the council of ministers. So the leader of the winning party, जिस पार्टी को सबसे ज़्यादा वोट मिला, for example now Bhajap has won in many states in India. So leader of that party, which is Bhajap ka leader is Mr. Narendra Modi. He is the prime minister, and he will select the members from his group, okay, which are elected, again elected from the state, to form the council of ministers. What is the meaning of council of ministers? It means the group of ministers who will govern our country. These ministers are assigned various departments and duties. So these ministers are given various tasks to complete. Different duties are allotted to them. Now, for example, you've got education minister, you have got home minister, you have got health minister, you have got shipping minister. You understand? Different categories are there, and these ministers, they are allotted these categories or different departments by the prime minister. This we can understand in a very simpler way. That is, we can say that see, for example, in our school, if we elect, or if a class teacher is selected by the principal ma'am, that he or she will be the class teacher of your class, okay, then the class teacher we can consider as the prime minister of that class. Okay, now the class teacher will select the group or the people from her class to be a Hindi speaking monitor, to be the class monitor, to be a uniform monitor. So different monitors are assigned the duties by the head of that party. That means the Prime Minister. You understand? As in your class, the teacher allots various duties to different monitors. In the same way, the Prime Minister, he will allot duties or assign various departments. Assigning departments means allotting different departments, and they will handle that department depending on the job, depending on the work they have to do. Understood this much? Now, how is the parliament formed? India has adopted parliamentary form of democracy. The parliament is the supreme institution of India. Okay, parliamentary form of democracy, we have adopted, we have selected or chosen this form of democracy. It is the supreme institution in India. That means there is nothing above parliament in our country. Parliament is the head, we can say, of administration in our country. The Parliament of India consists of the President and two houses, which is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha, which is also known as the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is also known as the upper house. Now, the Parliament is divided in three sections, which is Lok Sabha. I mean, the President takes care of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. He is the head of that. Uh, President is the head of the parliament. Now in Lok Sabha, there are total 545 seats, out of which 26 seats are for Gujarat. Rajya Sabha has got 250 members, out of which 11 seats are for Gujarat. The Indian Parliament, formed post-independence, is the symbol of trust of the people of India. The main features of decision making in a democracy are people's consent and their participation. Now, Indian Parliament, when was it formed? Obviously, after the Britishers left our country. That means post-independence, after independence. And it is a symbol of trust of the people of India. That means we, the citizens of India, we trust our government completely. The main features of decision making in a democracy are people's consent and their participation. That is the main important feature of democracy, that people's consent and participation is there. Consent means our agreement, we agree to that. And participation, that means we don't directly, all of us, all whole of the population of India go to the parliament, but who participates in the parliament? The elected members जिनको हमने vote किया, those representatives, they participate in the parliament. In our system of governance, the parliament enjoys complete power since it comprises the elected representatives of the nation. As we have learnt that democracy, it has got, that much power. The people have got the ultimate or the supreme power. So here, the representatives of the nation, they enjoy the complete power. Why so? Because they are elected members. Who elected them? We, the people of India. We can say they are our, eyes and mouth. We all cannot go and, put our point or, ask the government to do whatever we wish. So, they are our elected representatives who know that what problems we are going through, and they will help us. They will put that point in the parliament, they will raise that point in the parliament, so that we can, all our problems and grievances can be sorted out. For example, if, there is a gutter line which is open outside your house, and it is very stinking smell aa rahi hai usme se, but you cannot go all the way to the parliament to complain that मेरे घर के बाहर gutter line टूटी हुई है, और मेरे घर के बाहर के roads टूटे हुए हैं, so please help us out, or repair the roads. We cannot, all of us cannot go to the parliament. Whom will we complain to? We will complain to the person whom we have elected. जो भी है हमारी एरिया का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव, we will complain to that person, and if it is in his powers, अगर उसके पास पावर्स है उसको रिपेयर करने का, उसको बनवाने का, he will definitely do that. If it is not in his powers, suppose it is under the state government's power or the nation's power or the central government's power, he will put that point in the parliament, raise that point in the parliament, and then decision can be taken regarding that. Understood? That's why it is called that in democracy people have got the ultimate or supreme power. We also have got the power to reject a government. Suppose if we elected a person, elected member, and we are not happy or we are not satisfied with his way of ruling, his way of carrying out the administration, we definitely have got the right to reject that. So understood this much, children? I hope you understood this chapter till now. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much, everyone.